unforgivable. Let's say that phrase together. Here we go. Lack of experience is understandable. Lack of preparation is unforgivable. Okay, here we go. Lack of experience is understandable. Lack of preparation is unforgivable. So, what is unforgivable? Lack of experience? No, lack of what? All right, can you be prepared? Absolutely you can. Every day you can be prepared. It may require you to get up an extra hour before everybody else. Hey, whatever it takes. You can be prepared. Now, you cannot be experienced, all right? You have to let the days, the months, the weeks, the years, and the decades, you need to let those accumulate. But if you'll work hard and apply yourself and you'll watch and anticipate and participate, then the years and experience will build you into a person that can be very valuable to an organization. Lack of experience is understandable, but lack of preparation is unforgivable. So what does that mean? You need to be what? That's right. You need to be prepared. And you can be prepared. It may take a little extra effort on your part, but you can be prepared. So there are 3 R's that we need to remember as we work in the Cup Series. We talked about 3 points: watch, anticipate, and participate. Now we're working in the Cup Series garage. And we're going to remember something. In the back of our mind, we're going to remember what? Remember, you don't know everything. Let's say that together. Remember, you don't know everything. Once again, remember, you don't know everything. Okay, lack of experience is understandable. Lack of preparation is unforgivable. And nothing will get you bounced out of the Sprint Cup Series any quicker than not being prepared. You know, it's astounding to me. When I worked for ARCA, and I was at the Talladega Speedway my first race, I was so nervous. I got there an hour early. I mean, the gates were locked. The security guards weren't even there yet. I mean, sun was barely coming up. I'm there, man. I got my backpack, my uniform on, buddy. I was ready. Nobody else was, and the gates were locked, but I was ready. Across the way was the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series garage, and it opened at the same time as the ARCA garage did. And I thought, well, let's see what time people come in. So I looked over there, and nobody was there an hour early. But 30 minutes before the garage area opened, teams started arriving. Hendrick Motorsports, Joe Gibbs Racing, Penske Racing. I saw Richard Childress in line. 30 minutes before the gates opened, those guys are there, talking to each other, ready for the day. I have never forgotten that lesson. And I have remembered that ever since. In the Sprint Cup Series, I am always early, just to stand in line with guys that live like that. I like to be around people that are driven to excellence. And those guys were. I've never forgotten that lesson. You need to remember that you don't know everything. Lack of experience, that's understandable. The lack of preparation is unforgivable. Second point, realize that your job is not done until the team is finished. Realize that your job is not done until the team is finished. My first job was the tires. So here I was doing the tires. I was setting them up. I was setting them up in sets of tires. The right side tires are 1 1/3 inches bigger than the left side tires. So there is a difference, and so you have to set them up very carefully. So not only did I set the tires up, but I labeled them. Back in those days, you had to purge the tire, take all the air out, put nitrogen in, do a lot of this, take data off the tires. It was a lot of work. When I was done with my tires, I thought, what do I do next? And one of the guys helped me, said, look, you need to understand that when you're done with your job, you need to go help the shock specialist, or you need to go help the engine specialist, or you need to go help the carburetor tuner, or you need to go help the electronics guy. You need to go find someone to help. And you're not done working on the car till everybody's done working on the car. And once again, one thing that'll get you bounced out of racing very quickly is that when you get done with your particular job, like a tire specialist or something, you get your phone out and start texting people, putting pictures on Facebook, talking to people. That'll get you fired very quick because they expect at that level of racing that you help the team. The team comes first. It's not about you, it's about the team. So you need to remember that you don't know everything. That's understandable, but experience had better build a knowledge base. But then realize that the job is not done until the team is finished. You need to realize what? Anybody tell me? Realize what? All right, let's say it together. Realize that the job is not done until the team is finished. Again, realize that the job is not done until the team is finished. You're part of a team. So when you're done with your task, you need to find someone to help. This is what happens, especially here. You'll find out that your strengths begin to become other people's strengths. And their weaknesses begin to disappear as you help them. There's going to be some things you're going to find yourself really good at and other people are not. And when you're done with your task, you need to find someone that's not good at that task you're good at and help them to understand it and help them to accomplish it. And this is what you'll find. Their weaknesses will slowly turn into strengths. Their weakness will become your strength, and you'll be able to help them to get the job done. Realize that your job is not done until what? That's right. It's about teamwork. You're part of a team, especially in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. And that's a great honor, let me tell you. And then lastly, respond to the problems you see. Respond to the problems you see. All right, let's review. Okay? Anybody remember the first one we talked about? The first step, the first one? Watch. That's it. All right. And you just watch for a little while, and then if you get bored, you don't. True or false? False. What did we learn? You watch with an eye to, not an eye to be. That's exactly right. You need to watch with an eye to learn, not to be entertained. Secondly, you need to anticipate two things. What are they? Anticipate what's and what's. That's all right. That's right. And then thirdly, you need to what? That's right. Participate. When you get an opportunity to sweep the floor, to do anything, you need to participate. Absolutely. All right. Now that you've made it, now you've been invited, what's the first thing? It starts with an R. Remember what? That's right. Remember, you don't know everything. And what do we say? Lack of experience is what? Understandable, but lack of what? Is what? That's right. Lack of preparation is unforgivable. You can be prepared, and of course, we expect you to be prepared. Remember, you don't know everything. Lack of experience is understandable. Lack of preparation is unforgivable. Then realize that your job is not done till when? That's right. Your job is not done till the team is finished, and you need to look for someone to help. Always, 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 always. You look for someone, even if you don't like the person. It's not about how you feel about it. It's about the team getting the job done. Realize that your job is not done until the team is finished. And the last R is respond to the problems you see. Let me illustrate it with a story, okay? Anybody here ever heard of Terry Labonte? Terry Labonte, raise your hand if you ever heard of Terry Labonte. All right, legendary NASCAR driver. I was working on his pit crew at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And he was out on the track. We'd started the race. Boy, we were doing great. Man, we were passing some big name teams, let me tell you. I mean, we were doing really good. Practice was good, qualifying was good, race was good. We took about a half a pound out of the left side tires on our first pit stop, and we started doing even better. I mean, we started getting nervous. That's how good we were doing. All of a sudden, Terry Labonte comes over the radio and says, "Oh, I've got a problem with the alternator. The needle's fluctuating. I'm losing battery power. I think there's a problem with the battery." Oh no, we thought maybe it might be the alternator, but hey, let's try batteries and see what we got. Now, we had a young kid on the crew. It was his first race. And the day before, he had come in, we'd given him the tour, okay? We took him to the hauler, the big semi-tractor-trailer rig that we carry all our parts in. And we took him on a whole tour, okay? These are where the uniforms go. This is where the extra transmissions are. This is where the extra batteries are. This is where the extra shocks are. This is where the extra radios and battery packs are. I mean, we took him over the whole thing. Showed him the backup car. I mean, showed him the pit box, the garage box. I mean, the whole thing. Well, he had seen everything. And he had seen and remembered a little more than we thought he would. Now, the car chief was an assistant to the crew chief. Crew chief was a cranky guy, buddy. He would chew you out at the drop of a hat. Sometimes he'd drop the hat. You know? Remember people like that? I mean, just an angry guy. And the car chief was even angrier. And he was dogging this young guy. It was his first weekend, man, and he's talking about this. You're an idiot. You shouldn't be here. You don't belong. You don't deserve to be here. Well, that goes back to what we learned before, remember? Lack of experience is understandable? Well, he didn't understand that. Boy, he was dogging the kid. I mean, he was all over him. Well, the car chief is responsible for all the mechanical stuff that goes on the pit box.